How's it going, YouTube? And welcome to a new episode of Toddler Edition! And today, you have your little host, Little Alvin, big host, Big Alvin, and we're going to be talking about this little guy's first camping trip and how it went. So first, just to kind of give you guys a heads up, hey, we went to the Sacramento River. Totally awesome. Here's a few clips of Hero and I just riding the waves out there. It was an amazing feel. The water was glassy, so when I say glassy, there was almost no waves in the water, and you could pretty much hear the board just cutting through the waves, through the water. It was just a remarkable experience. If it got choppy in one section, you could just pretty much move the boat a couple 100 feet away and be in another glassy section again. It was amazing, and like I said, this little guy had the time of his life. But let's start off with a couple things that we didn't bring with us on the camping trip, or not even just a couple things, just one thing that I should have looked at and purchased, and that should have been shoe bells, just because he was wandering around. So, he obviously has been walking, and he's just been going crazy at the campsite. He was just like, I'm off and I'm waddling around, and he was waving at everybody. If you guys could kind of see, he was like, bye-bye, and he was just like, bye. So he's just like waving and all super excited. So he was pretty much doing very, 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 very good. But again, bells would have helped out a little more, but we did have enough eyes to be able to go, oh, there he is, he's running that way, and the next thing you know, we're on a walk around the campsite. Like I said, bells would have been helpful. Now, one of the things that we should have done also was maybe did a test run with the camping gear we had and inside the tent, just to see how he was gonna do. Because like the first night, he was like, "What is this? Where are we? I am not going to sleep." And he was just like up walking around, doing his high pitched screaming. He's like, "Ah!" And it was just So he was just like super excited and amped. He did go to sleep, but it was just one of those things that it was a later night. The next day he did better, but he was randomly waking up at like about 4 or 5 in the morning. So that was a little bit of a pain. Which brings me into the next thing, is we should have researched the campsite a little more, just because there was a building that was right there, and I kind of felt bad for the people that were actually, I'll say glamping. They came out, the next morning, oh, how's the baby? And I was just like, oh, they heard him scream with this high-pitched noise. And so we were just one of those things that, if we would have researched that, we probably would have been a little further away. The tent camping was pretty much empty. We were the only tent campers. RV camping was packed. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can go and check out where we actually went, and it was, like I said, amazing and awesome. As far as this little dude wandering around and all that good stuff, one of the things that we did try to make sure that we were doing was we set up the camp while it was still daylight, so you can kind of see what was going on and where everything was. So we wanted to make sure he was like, okay, and he actually wasn't scared or anything. He was just like, okay, this is awesome. I'm super excited. We obviously brought familiar toys. So that was something, we've had a few toys with him that he was like, oh, okay, I know what this is. And so he stayed there and played with them. We also brought a little playpen, so if we needed him to stay somewhere for, a minute while we were doing something, we could just kind of put him in there and, get food ready and all that good stuff before he was, like I said, running off. So the playpen definitely helped. Again, trying to find activities wasn't too hard because he was just like, oh, I'm walking this way. Definitely being able to look at what plants were around would have been nice as well. Just because there was berries, there's figs, and he was like, oh, berry, and he grabbed one, and he's like, yoink, and he was eating it. Obviously we already had eaten it before, but the moment he saw us eating it, he was like, berries, and he was like super excited. I should say raspberries, guys. So he was just like, oh, I got this, I like this, I like this, and super excited. We did make sure we brought enough bug spray for this guy as well as sunscreen. just because since we're on the boat, we didn't want him to get sunburned, so we made sure that he had, sunscreen on, a little hat. Those were big things for us as well. Now at night, we made sure we brought plenty of clothes so he'd stay warm. So we brought a lot of 2 pieces, one onesies and all that stuff. Felt like the onesies were probably a little more comfortable for him, but it was just one of those things that he was pretty much super excited and all that good stuff. But anyway, guys, I know I got off track there, but we'll end it on a short note. It was just a fun little trip for this dude. He had a lot of fun, and we'll end it with Hero and I just having fun on the water. But anyway, guys, see you later. Peace. Bye bye. Say bye. Bye. Woo!
Getting close to the edge.